Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome in, welcome back, or welcome. Remember, I didn't land here by no coincidence. I'm here on purpose. You called this in, your highest dropped this in, source, the universe dropped this in to receive the codes, the frequencies, the energy, the flavor, the color. So we are here at the park. If you know what that is, it is the Tridge. And this kind of came from a meeting we had this morning with our son's teachers, and just trying to express, the struggles he's having. He had a lot of struggles this year with being in a school program that was not working for him, and then transitioning later in the year, and just having some struggles. So this kind of sent me down this co-creation of putting or getting some information on and to share with you, beautiful souls, because I guarantee you're neurodivergent. You're maybe with this awakening process becoming more in tuned and more in line, which is basically tapping into that sensitivity, which is your superpower. And I wanted to share some information around the highly sensitive empaths path, the highly sensitive empaths path, okay? And you're going to notice some of this, and you will probably be relating to a lot of this in some way, shape, or form. Maybe some of it, maybe not all of it, and maybe at some point you will. But I did not know I was neurodivergent until probably my soul kind of dropped that awareness into me last year during the awakening process, which sent me down a bit of a rabbit hole for females being diagnosed in specific ways versus males. My son is also neurodivergent, diagnosed at 4. And it's different for males to females. And again, I came from a lot of, like I said, traumatic abuse, trauma abuse, physical abuse, mental, physically, verbal, SA abuse. So there's a lot of things on top of that, with also being highly, because it's my soul. My soul's intergalactic. I came here from another place, as you are probably more than likely as well. My son is definitely a higher dimensional soul. His father is also. His father just doesn't realize that yet. And so you could get this mixing pot of highly sensitive people. So we're all very sensitive, as well as my partner is also very emotionally intelligent, which comes along with being part of the highly sensitive empaths and the path and the journey. So we're just going to talk about this a little bit. I'm going to kind of go to my journal. I just finished journal, and I felt really guided to hit record in this beautiful space. It is really cloudy. It was really sunny this morning when I took a walk out at the wetlands and channeled some light language. I will post that. So it was, again, to help with that struggle that if you're having a struggle with releasing or grounding in this energy. And again, you're going to be feeling it more. Outside of you going through your own personal stuff, during this awakening process, you're picking up energy in the collective field, whether you realize it or not. So that's where it's good just to breathe and sit with this and say, is this mine? Is this somebody else's I've been around? Am I absorbing it? And or is this collective energy? Okay? All right. So a highly sensitive empath's path is a soul that feels everything very deeply. Very, very deeply. All right? You are not too much, and I'm here to remind you, you are not too much, you are not broken, and you are not alone. You are here to feel, to heal, and to understand, and to bring light to a world that forgot how important it is to feel everything. And you are here to bring your light to a world that is how important, into a world that forgets how important sensitivity truly is. Because you've been dumbed down, programmed, conditioned, and this is over generations, right? All right. So what is a my hair? So what is a highly sensitive that wind might pick up? We're at a convergence point, by the way. The river's back there, so we're at a convergence. All right, just a very powerful energy outside of my energy, co-creating with source and with nature here. So what is a highly sensitive person? A HSP is a highly sensitive person experiences the world with increased depths of processing, emotional responsiveness, and sensitivity to stimulation. About 15 to 20% of people are thought to have this temperament trait, but you have seen more and more of those souls incarnating, aka our children that are now been diagnosed with being neurodivergent, are coming in. Okay, so you're going to see that go up quite a bit. All right, so you feel more, you notice more, and you process more deeply. That is your gift. That is a gift. Okay, now the shadow side of this, right, and some of us like myself have part of the healing process as being a highly sensitive empath in this part of this path. The shadow side of this is overstimulation. You get overstimulated really easily. Emotional flooding. So when I had a purge yesterday because of some information, I'll probably do another video on that because I think it's relevant for the collective, but I'm not going to do it here. Is when I have got emotional flooding, I literally just feel it so, like in my heart space is the biggest place, but just everywhere. Just it's like being flooded with these emotions. Anxiety or burnout. Like in the past with the emotional flooding, I didn't understand it like I do now. Okay, I just want to clarify that. So anxiety or burnout falls into this, absorbing others' emotions without you realizing it, and difficulty with setting boundaries. Raise your hand there if you've had trouble your entire life of setting boundaries, because everyone has basically violated every boundary you've ever had. Okay. Difficulty with setting boundaries, intense reactions to conflict, and feelings of isolation. So sensitivity without grounding can be a heavy burden. So guess what I do on a regular basis? I ground. And that message has been coming through strong with the collective in this process. The next wave's waking up. You need to add grounding, needs to be part of a daily practice, like you brush your teeth, you eat your food, you drink your water, all of the stuff. You sleep, grounding is part of that. And I'm not talking about plugging something into the wall and laying on a piece of plastic. That's not what I'm talking. Those do not work. If it's silver lined, that might be different. You need to get into nature. You need to hug a tree, touch a tree, sit under a tree. I'm sitting under a tree, okay? I'm sitting by the water. Ground. My feet's in the dirt. All right, you need to ground. It will help you. It's very important. All right, so it can be heavy. Let nature help with that, okay? You are not broken. You are simply just overwhelmed. And if you don't understand, or if you've never been told or taught how to self-regulate in a healthy way, you could be a grown-ass person and still struggling with these bouts of anxiety, panic attacks, depression, whatever it is. Okay? The gift of sensitivity is profound. It is profound empathy. It's strong intuition. Yeah, you know. Emotional intelligence. You know you're highly emotionally intelligent. More than likely you become a master of emotional alchemy. Mastering your emotions. You're a master alchemist, all right? Creativity, imagination. Deep connection to nature, beauty, and meaning. Right? You have a deep connection with nature, beauty, and meaning. Natural healers and caregivers also fall in this category. You also hold a lot of vision, insight, and wisdom. Wisdom keepers. All right? You see what others overlook. I don't know what bug just flew in here. You see what others overlook. You feel what others suppress. So if you're around, just give an example, just kind of go off. If you're around other people who are not emotionally intelligent or they don't know how to work with this, you can feel their suppressed stuff. Oh, hello. That's a spider. That's good luck. You can go somewhere else, please. Thank you. Spider. Good luck. So spiders are significant. All right. You feel what others are suppressing. All right. And you bring to the world what it needs. You bring to the world what it needs, okay? Emotional depth, all right? The emotional depth of this is feelings are rarely surface level. All right, joy can feel transcendent. Pain can feel immense, but beauty can feel, I mean, look how much beauty right here. Beauty can feel spiritual. Your energetic awareness as you sense the emotional atmosphere. Like again, you hear this all the time. You can feel the atmosphere of a room or space that you go into. Okay, you feel it. You can sense it emotionally. You can feel the atmospheric tension, the moods, the subtle shifts all around you. You feel it in your physical body. You're more than likely one of your strongest psychic abilities is clairsentient, clear feeling. okay? All right? Absorbing others may be unintentional. You may be going into or being around people that you're absorbing other people's stuff, and you may unintentionally take it on. You don't realize this. I've had this happen, and you get really good at learning to transmute it, think it, and letting it go. Working with nature and grounding will be helpful. All right? You unintentionally take other people's stress and emotions and their chaos and bullshit and their nonsense on. All right? So boundaries need to be sacred. You need to start working on setting those sacred boundaries. All right? And again, it's necessary. And it's pay no mind what everyone else is thinking about you, right? This is need. You might need more time for solitude, nature, stillness. My son would call that quiet time. I need my quiet time. Solitude, stillness, nature. These are essential for your nervous system. All right? Essential for healing and regulating your nervous system that's been in fight or flight your entire life. All right? And it gives your nervous system time to restore and regenerate and to balance out and to heal. Right? There's spiritual longing. You are drawn to mysticism, philosophy, healing, meditation, life's deepest questions, all of it. 1122 on the timer. All right, your guidance would be to work with protecting your energy. Your energy, all right, is not, you say, so learn to protect your energy and know that not everyone or everything deserves access to you. So protect your energy and know that not everyone or everything deserves access to you, okay? So ground your body because that anchors the soul. So it's important to ground. That anchors the soul in the physical body. Trust your intuition. Trust your clear knowing. Trust your clear feeling, okay? Because that is your greatest gift. That is a superpower. It is a superpower. So surround yourself with kindred souls. All right? Because you were never meant to do this alone. We were never meant to do this alone. So trust your intuition, your gut, your clear feeling, your clear knowing. Surround yourself with kindred souls because we were not meant to do this alone. Remember, your path is the purpose. So somebody's like, what is my path? This might be your path, is learning how to work through this particular journey. You did not come here to harden. You came here to deepen, right? You did not come here to harden, you came here to deepen. Not everyone will understand your path, and that is okay. I've said this. Not everyone will, more than likely, 99.9% of the people that you are around or that the family you birthed into is not going to get you. And you have to let that go and understand that that is okay and it's perfect in all of its magical ways that is. Your sensitivity is needed in this world now more than ever. Feel into that. Your sensitivity is needed in this world more now than ever. The one to help transmute collective energy and to anchor your light. Okay? So the cosmic interpretation around a highly sensitive path is often described as a soul learning how to carry light without burning itself out. Right? Learning how to carry your light without burning it out. All right, to feel deeply is not a curse. It's a blessing. It is a responsibility to remain grounded and stay open. Remember, you are not too sensitive, you are not too emotional, and you are not too much. You are exactly enough. I'm going to say that again for y'all in the back. Remember, you are not too sensitive, you are not too emotional, you are not too much. You are exactly enough. So to feel deeply is to be courageous. To stay open is to be powerful. Do you know how powerful you are? To choose love is to be divine. The integrated, sensitive person is grounded. All right? The integrated, sensitive person. A grounded, sensitive person learns discernment, emotional boundaries, nervous system regulation, self-awareness, and balance between intuition and this 3D reality. 1444 on the timer. Your sensitivity becomes your wisdom. Instead of overwhelm, Compassion. So your sensitivity becomes wisdom instead of overwhelm. It becomes compassion instead of collapse, and insight instead of confusion. Sensitivity is not weakness. Sensitivity is not weakness. It is a gift. It's the soul's way of experiencing this life, this incarnation in full color, in full living color. That is your superpower. Do you know this? I'm here to remind you. This has been my path. This is my son's path. This is my partner's path. Part of our paths. One of many. It's also my son's father's path. The rest of the family members and people I know, I don't really, they'll understand this. And my son has taught me more than I can even express in realizing the truth, part of many truths of who I really am and part of my soul's journey. Because they mirror, we reflect to each other, we mirror back to each other. All right? And because I'm open and expressive and talk about this and share this unfiltered, he has become so much more open about that. Being able to express that, to cry it out, to scream, to share his frustrations the best way he knows. And that's just emotion. He's usually energy in motion. That's why grounding is so important. Space is important. You don't come at a highly sensitive person and keep asking what's wrong. You don't do that. That you want someone to shut down and run away? Do that. And that's the hardest thing with school systems, the programming, is sometimes the teachers will peck at them like, what's wrong? Why can't you tell me what's wrong? Why don't you know the answer? Why won't you give me the answer? This bit. You're wanting to have an explosive behavioral issue, or you want someone to curl up in a ball and cry. That'll do that. That's the last thing you want to do, or bring that energy, because basically what they're going to do is mirror back your behaviors. So why are you doing that? It goes back to the validation. It's some form of validation wound, core wound, inner child wound. Okay? There's some other things too, like, why did you look at me that way? My son has no idea about that. But because the teacher felt a certain way because he was given a certain look, like whether it be a disrespectful look or a whatever it was, he was reflecting back a core wound to them. He was mirroring back because he was not responding the way they were wanting him to respond. He was reflecting back whatever core wound was triggering the frustration and anger that was triggered after that. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, we're going to leave this here. And again, I hope this lands where it's meant to land, and it is always for your highest and best. Always and through, with so much divine light, divine love, divine truth, divine power, divine wisdom. Source comes out, thank you. Divine knowledge, divine empowerment, divine remembrance, because I'm here to remind you of who you are. Okay? You're perfect. And your sensitivity, your super sensitivity, is your superpower. Learn how to heal what needs to be healed, integrate what you need to integrate, and walk through life empowered. It's not a curse. It is a blessing. It is a blessing, and it is your superpower. Okay? From my heart to yours, I am you, you are me, and we are we. I'll see you soon. Bye.